Namaste, angels. I'm here to do the reading for Friday, June 9th, the Moon and Jupiter direct reading to celebrate Jupiter having gone direct, 13 degrees Libra. So there's my, I got to throw the 13 in there, 4, 11, 11. And what that means, or may mean for some of us, also the full moon, which some may refer to as the strawberry moon, because it's the moon around the time when the harvest for strawberries, was most bountiful. And so I believe named after the Algonquins, although we'll look it up to see with the almanac. I believe named after the Algonquins. Strawberry moon came. I'm preferring to call it the honeymoon because for months I've been getting downloads about this day. Those of you who watch me with any sort of regularity know this, that I was told there would be reconciliation upon reconciliation upon reconciliation of all forms with this energy of the moon and the honeymoon, because it's like providing a honeymoon phase for some of us. And also, with Jupiter facing direct, that it was going to bring good things. Now, in a general sense, as astrology goes, aside from being a light worker or light bringer, illumined, elect, any of that, just a regular old Joe, this can be a time of increased jealousy and thievery and just envy, like people that, because Jupiter, in the retrograde season for Jupiter, can bring bounty and plenty and luck, right? Based on your karma. We don't have to wait for it to go direct in order for that to happen. For some of us, we've been seeing the effects of Jupiter already. Now, for those of us who have not, if we see others, there's Raphael to support the healing. See others who have been successful and, we're waiting like, well, when is my ship coming in? If we become embittered by the fact that we feel our ship hasn't come in yet and we haven't received our blessings yet, that could drive us to being jealous of other people. Similarly, that could happen to you in your life. And even if you don't feel you have much, we know this, we live this life all the time of people being oddly envious of us. Sometimes we don't understand why. That may be increased now. And Jupiter is going to remain in Libra, I think, until September 9th. So here we have June 9th. It's going into shadow, right? Facing direct, then going into shadow. And it will remain in shadow in Libra until September 9th. And then I think after that, I know by October, so I'm not really sure what it does necessarily in September, but I know for a fact by October is when it moves into Scorpio, because I've been looking forward, personal reasons, but I'm sure like for the collective, it's going to be good too, forward to that one, because my individual Jupiter in my natal chart is in Scorpio, and in Jupiter in Scorpio, means awesomeness, basically. It equals awesomeness. So I'm looking forward to that too. And I think that's from October through November. All right. So with that, now that we know what to expect with Jupiter direct, I'm going to go to the almanac, www.almanac.com, to check out this strawberry or honey moon. Here we go. Full moon for June 2017. Known in some cultures as the strawberry moon, the full moon for June 2017 is being called a mini moon because it will appear as the smallest moon of the year. It's furthest from Earth. What will be more apparent is that the lowest moon of the year, the lowest moon of the year as well. Learn more about the June moon when it's happening and why you should see it by reading further on this site, or they have some videos and stuff too. June full moon names. The month of June's full moon names is the strawberry moon. June's full strawberry moon got its name because of the Algonquin tribes. Yes, I thought so. They knew it as a signal to gather ripening fruit. It was often known as the full rose moon in Europe and also the honey moon. And they have a link, a hyperlink, if you want to click on it and look at other moons on moon names and their meanings. This June, the moon is officially full the morning of Friday, June 9th. So the moon will still appear full the day prior and after the peak. Why the June 2017 full moon is different. June's full moon will be the smallest full moon of 2017, sometimes called a mini moon. The full moon is at apogee, or the point in its orbit when it's farthest from Earth. This is the opposite of the supermoon, or of a supermoon, that has become a popular way to reference perigee, or the point in the moon's orbit when it's nearest to Earth. We doubt the casual observer can really perceive the difference in appearance, but it's still an interesting fact. What you will notice is that the June 2017 full moon is the lowest moon of the year. Because of that, its color may look amber colored, so it will truly appear as the honey moon. That's also a common name for this month's moon. You can read more about that and the phases. And again, even check out a full strawberry moon video here on this site. Moon facts and folklore: a growing moon and a flowing tide are lucky times to marry. Days following both the new and full moons are most likely to be rainy or stormy. Crabbing, shrimping, and clamming are best when the moon is full. With that, let's go to some cards. And I'm excited about the cards because for the moon reading, we're starting with the sun. And I will do my copyrighted cross with these cards to see what maybe the masculine is feeling. And the reason I do it from the perspective of the masculine, we can also do it from a feminine, we can do it from wherever we like. The reason I do it from a masculine is because my viewership is only 15% masculine, or male rather, and 85% female, with people self-identifying to YouTube. So I figured the females are who's with me, who's watching for the most part, although I do have some males too. And of those males, some of them identify as the divine feminine. So how many am I really talking to, reaching, that consider themselves the divine masculine that are male? Probably not that many. So let me do it from their perspective. That's why we do it that way, or I do it that way. What else? I've been pulling the sun card in my different decks, the Angel Tarot and everything, probably since the 8th, opposite the moon, like pulling both of them. So with this happening again, this being my moon reading, and I'm beginning with the sun, I think the message is what has been done in the dark will be illuminated for many of us. We will get to find out some of the things the universe previously didn't want us to know. And maybe some of the things some people among us, friends, family, even our divine partner, didn't want us to know. Some of those things coming to light now, good, bad, or indifferent, which I'm going to say good, because anytime you get information that can bring you clarity, it's good, whatever it means. Also, did I mention to you guys that as I sat down, first, I got to tell you this, I had the thought about that I failed to advise, failed to explain, failed to even mention on the 8th, and in my video for the 8th, Jesus Christ, the eternal priest. So I don't know why I was guided to, or why it was put into my head as I sat down for this reading, but somebody may need that message. So I'm just going to share quickly. The Feast of Jesus Christ, the eternal priest, is one about where we celebrate Jesus not really as the man, or as, God, or the Son of God, if we believe that, the Messiah, any of that, but Jesus Christ as a priest, and someone, or the priest, to imitate and to emulate for those of us who ourselves consider ourselves priests, or strive to be priests or priestesses, that this is the model. This is the Christ. We're basically celebrating the Christ consciousness on June 8th when we celebrate Jesus Christ, the eternal priest. So maybe I'm supposed to mention it because this energy from the moon and everything will continue to surround us for at least like 2 weeks. So with that having been yesterday, somebody out there needing that message, there you go. That was that one. Also, as I sat down to do this reading, I heard Nancy Sinatra, these boots are made for walking. So somebody's leaving, a situation, and they, with all fairness, like they should. It's something, nobody's supposed to feel, guilty or poorly about the fact that somebody is leaving a situation. And that could apply to many of us, all of us even. We're all getting out of different relationships and circumstances that we've been in for some time. And that may be the reason why not only am I beginning with the sun with this deck, but I'm beginning with the King of Water with the Angel Tarot. Maybe this is Scorpio coming through yet again to say, you know, release certain things. This has died. Let it go. This can also be showing up because June 16th, Tupac's birthday. I mentioned I was exactly 3 days older than Tupac, right? And we were born in the same place. In Harlem, hashtag Harlem World. This can also be because on the 16th, Uranus and Neptune, I think it is. I believe it's Uranus and Neptune. So like Pisces and Aquarius in like a coupling. I can't think of the word right now. But they come together. So maybe this is here because of Pisces too on the 16th. Any of these reasons. Or maybe it's just here because we're surrounded by love. Because unlike maybe some other people, the light bringer community, the light worker community, the community of the elect and the illumined, this is a time for, you know, honeymoon activity for us. And with that, here we go. Card number 1, new beginnings, the sun. Opening 2, woman holding a heart in reverse. I just turned it around so you could see it. The sun back. Door to personal healing and happiness. Oh, I didn't talk about healing, did I? I talked about it during the reading that I did for the daily. I had been feeling also that this moon, in a general sense, is going to be about continuing to heal relationships, whether by walking away from them with boots or otherwise, and some we will repair. Relationships, circumstances, situations, death to it, like with the Scorpio or like with the sword, maybe of Libra, right? This is Jupiter going direct in Libra. So the sword of justice could be coming down. That's another trivia fact, actually. The day is I think it's the 160th day of the year, June 9th. And there was another 7. There was like a 7-7 that's associated with this day, June 9th too. And when I see dates, it's like 7 or 7-7, it says to me the sword is coming through. Yeah, but healing and the reading that I did where it really came through from the Ascended Masters and from Mary that we were to sort of begin to like heal ourselves too, physically, prepare our bodies for fertility and childbearing and pregnancy and all these things, male and female alike, masculine and feminine alike. I've been feeling a lot of that too, is coming with the energy of this moon. And with the sun opposite healing, it really is about getting better, about improving one's physical health often. And somebody may be, going through chemo or something right now. That's going to work out well. Somebody may be in the hospital right now or getting some sort of x-ray or CAT scan or something, and all of that, turning out for the positive. You're putting effort toward your health and healing. Coming to patience in reverse, and it's a 7. I was just talking about 7s. This is a 7 too. Patience wearing thin, maybe. Maybe that's why it's upside down. The sun back. I'll go one more. And it's the door to romance upright, card number 33, which represents the Ascended Masters. As I was shuffling by myself, not only did I get the sun upright, but also Archangel Raphael's card and Archangel Metatron's card, the 6th chakra, which is the third eye, was upright too. Whoa, speaking of 7s, deceit. See, I often don't know why what's coming out of my mouth is coming out of my mouth, but randomly I threw in that trivia about 7-7, and then we saw 2 7s. So that must have been what it was about. Like, there's always a reason. Nothing ever comes out by accident. I never say anything that means nothing and for no reason. We needed to know about this deceit. This is what I was talking about. There may still be people who are jealous of us, envious of us, who are thieves, who are liars, because they at least perceive that we are successful, even if we don't feel we are. Overall energy is victory in reverse. The feminine with relation to herself, as it regards the union. Financial constraints. Here goes a 13. This is not a 13 of which I'm a fan. This is what it looks like. She's feeling trapped and bound due to a lack of finances or material wealth. The masculine with regard to the feminine as it relates to the union. Community. Now, community is a card about your surroundings, with whom you surround yourself. So for him, he just longs to be around her. However, you notice there's 3 people in this card, and there may be a need to make adjustments to our community, even from the perspective of the masculine. He may be looking at with whom we surround ourselves and making a recommendation that we release something, someone, someplace, as it relates to our environment. The masculine with regard to himself. Woman holding a heart. He is taking on the feminine energy of surrender, and doing it very nicely. And because I don't know if you guys see here, there's a butterfly on this woman's head. So this suggests that transition, that transformation, that metamorphosis, and even death to certain things. Death, like the old me is dead and gone, and I'm being reborn, sort of Scorpio energy of perhaps the King of Water. And when I picked up the King of Water, I got to show you guys the 2 of Fire. The Divine Union card of the Tarot is sitting right here underneath it. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. The 8 of Earth is behind that, also upright. And it's about skilled work being rewarded. So this is the reward that's coming. The masculine about the union. Envy. Very, very interesting. Wow. I just got like a jolt from this card and a feeling. This is the masculine not feeling worthy himself of the union. This is him feeling like insecure and inconsequential. And maybe even not like a man. Connected here with this woman holding a heart card. Like not feeling masculine or like the divine masculine. Like the one. I've said to you guys before, when the masculine feels like this, feels this way, and I can only, or better tell you when mine does, it really gets to me, and that's probably why I'm getting stuck now. It really gets to me because I relate it to the movie The Matrix, and how the super awesome Trinity was, right? She was really, really badass, and she taught Neo all of what he knew, really. He was basically like an apprentice under her, watching her, how she manifested whatever she needed, whatever they needed, to be on a getaway and to fight the bad guys and all that kind of stuff. But Trinity wasn't the one. Neo was the one. He needed to realize that he was the one. And that's what I'm getting from this with the masculine. Like, he's feeling inferior. He doesn't realize that he is the one. That like hurts me. Overall, storm warning. So this is a card of what it looks like too. So this is like the tower, basically, on its way to us. Outcome. 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. This is the crown chakra, upright. Woo, that's intense. I wonder how many of you empaths out there can feel what I'm feeling right now. If any, it'll be pretty interesting to hear about. The outcome is blessed. It's good. So this is another lesson, another hurdle that we'll be hopping over during this period, it seems. Let's see what the masculine would have. I had to turn the cards back because it was victory in reverse was our overall energy. And no wonder now. What would the masculine have the feminine do or surrender toward bringing this union together? Wow. This might be why I was made to mention the Jesus Christ, the priest, the eternal high priest as well. Because I didn't know where that came. It had nothing to do with the full moon. Or maybe it does. Maybe it has everything to do with the full moon, at least as it relates to the feminine. This is calling for us to get into surrender and prayer, feminine, in working toward healing ourselves and maybe helping to heal our divine masculine in the way he's feeling and the union overall. What would the masculine, what is he willing to do or surrender toward this union himself? The world in reverse. Wow. The world upright is a card of like endless opportunity, infinite opportunity. The world is yours and it's huge. Like expand your vision and your view of what it is you can do in your life, because there's like no stopping you. I mean, it's a vast world of opportunity out there waiting, and you can pretty much do whatever you want. So maybe why this is sitting here underneath the envy card and the way he's feeling about the union, with this being the card of what he's willing to do toward the union, is to begin to release these feelings of insecurity and inferiority, and to think bigger and larger, even if he can't see those things right in front of his face. You know, even if he doesn't have it in his hand as a tangible substance, I got the money to do this, I got the energy to do this, I got the wits to do that. You know, he knows that it's something he can manifest, and he's at least willing to surrender the fear and the ego and any other form of limitation that has been preventing him from knowing that there's no stopping him. His opportunities are limitless in this world. And maybe that's why he went into the feminine energy of surrender. You know, that's why he's taking full advantage of this moon presence, with Mother basically shining down, literally, her femininity upon us and healing us with it. What would the universe have the two to do toward the union? Let go of any fear and attachment, any and all fear of attachment. False masks. That's the change we got to make in our lives. 5 represents change. This woman is chained. She's bound to this pole here, and she's been wearing a mask. So we're guided to, on both sides, remove ours and break free of any chains that have been binding us and keeping us in situations, relationships, circumstances in which we no longer want to be. Wow. That was a deep one and a heavy one. And we've all got like some work to do over these 2 weeks, it seems. If we want to turn this victory right side up. I'm going to go on to the ascended master card, to the angel tarot, beginning again with the King of Water, who's trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love. Opening to the Sun yet again with Archangel Uriel. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. So these two suns shining on that storm, right? It's going to brighten it up. We're going to have to go through a storm. It looks like we don't have a choice, most of us at least, but to go through that storm. But knowing and having the confidence that the sun will definitely shine on us again. It will. The sun. Sun, by the way, representing the sign of Sagittarius. Also Aries, Leo. As does the Queen of Fire, who's confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and ingenuity. So that's what the masculine's been doing, underestimating himself. But being able to admit that is a lot, says a lot. The sun back. And opening to the Ten of Earth, a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. The sun. And the Four of Fire, contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. The Four of Fire is all about commitment, marriage, perhaps. It is about the completion of a project. It can have to do with a home as well. And opposite the sun, it's all good things. The sun. I'll go one more. And it's the Three of Earth. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. The sun back. The Three of Earth is about sort of what it just sounded like. You being up for some sort of recognition, promotion, bonus. For us, that can be from the universe, itself. It's about to bestow blessings upon us like Jupiter does with luck, based on what we put into it, our karma. Have we paid off those debts? The Knight of Earth shows up now. The Knight of Earth is loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. It's time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. So maybe like our notes are being called in. It's time for us to do what we promised to do in order to reap these benefits. And keep in mind, along the way, we have a guardian angel. The Knight of Earth is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, by the way. The overall energy here is the Two of Air, being unwilling or unable to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there's no problem. Perhaps that goes out to you. Boots are made for walking people. You're having trouble deciding what you're going to do, whether or not those boots, your boots, are made for walking. Masculine is the King of Air, who's brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. Surrounded by the Knight of Fire, who's passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. And a Sagittarius, perhaps just like the moon. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. This can also be a Leo or Aries, of course. And the King of Air can be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. In the masculine subconscious, it is strength with Archangel Ariel. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Forgiveness and compassion instead should be exercised. Feminine. The King of Earth, generous, professional, responsible, and practical, is the King of Earth. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. In the other spread, we did see financial constraints for the feminine, or at least she felt that she was bound by some sort of financial constraint. This can be questioning whether or not our boots are made for walking, or if we feel tied to someone, someplace, something because of money. That can be our circumstance. That has been our circumstance for many of us among the feminine for quite some time now. When I pick this up, guess what's behind it? The moon with Archangel Haniel, important psychic insights, events behind the scenes. Feminine, release fears that hold you back. You guys are masculine too. Release those fears that are holding you back. Look what else is holding you back. Ego, the devil with Archangel Jophiel, a false sense of entrapment. Okay, that feeling of being bound, it was fake. The financial constraints, fake. That's not really the case. You can free yourself. This is about being overly focused on material things and maybe even manifesting negativity in your life through negative or fear-based thoughts. Underneath that, in the same direction, the Ace of Earth, the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, and important documents or contracts. So this is what awaits us when we release the energy of the devil. All of these cards, of course, these court cards of Earth can be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. Behind it is more Earth. It's just facing the other direction. Behind it is the Queen of Earth, actually. And this moon, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. The Eight of Earth is back, surrounding the feminine. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic, and maybe even going back to school. This is general energy. We can be going back to school or taking under some other kind of apprenticeship. Maybe not unlike Neo. You know, maybe somebody else is going to be our Trinity and teach us something. That can be. As it relates to love and relationship, we're putting effort into that. We're going to reap the benefits of that too. Our relationships improving, getting better. Or coming to an end, whichever is appropriate. The Two of Fire is also back and here in our subconscious. How beautiful is this? You've come into your own new partnerships or contracts. Continue to move forward. Our 11 of fire mirrors the masculine's 11 of fire. So we have an 11-11 here in this area. Here's another 11-11 crowning us. It's release or death, representing the sign of Scorpio. Can be also Pisces, Cancer, or someone taking on these attributes. It's about the end of a phase or situation. Spiritual transformation. It is time to move on. At the root, the Six of Fire. Here's our victory upright. Good news is on its way. Public recognition or awards. If we're not afraid. This is my birthday too. 613 equals 19 equals father. And at the heart of the matter, the 10 of Earth. A very happy family life. Security and finding magic in the little things in life. I'm going to go on to some romance cards, beginning with soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. And opening to separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. I don't think that this is your divine partner. I think this is your partner that some of you will be leaving. Soulmate back. Past life relationship. That's who I think you're going into separation with, and perhaps permanently. You have known each other before. Past life relationship now at the bottom, and opening to chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Past life relationship. I'm going to cut. Boom. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Overall energy is codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So, you know, it's funny. I'm thinking about the other spread because this spread is so beautiful, but this spread is from the universe, right? This spread is from God. The other spread is from the collective higher self of the masculine, the collective divine masculine, and their perspective on everything. And so that one really reflected what many of us are feeling, not just the divine masculine, bound, tied. The universe says no, no. Victory, 2 of fire, strength, the Knight of Fire, the 10 of earth, the 8 of earth, the King of earth, the Death card, which is one of my favorites, and the King of air, you know, the king of like diplomacy and cutting away what's not working anymore and all that kind of stuff. But as we know, as we already saw, especially as the masculine already felt and let us know he was feeling and thinking, we have allowed ourselves to become bound, at least in our own perception, to people, places, and things that don't serve us. And like we know this fully well, but remain like we really, really feel stuck. Lastly, I'm going to get some advice from this deck, beginning with Shamael and reconciliation. And here we have pictured, this is, I was going to say it predates me. It doesn't predate me. That would be lying. But I think I was like in high school when this event occurred. So I can't tell you much about it. I don't remember it like that. But I do know that this is Ronald Reagan, who was the president at the time. And this is Mikhail Gorbachev. And they together came to a peaceful arrangement to end the Cold War. So what this card is representing is the fact that even with the people that with which we're breaking up and friends that we're ending relationships with, because this is Russia and America. They were not friends. There was always a finger on the red button. We were always being threatened. We had to do like these bomb drills. How you guys have fire drills, or kids nowadays. We had bomb drills. We had to be prepared what was going to happen if somebody hit the red button or the red phone and all that kind of stuff. But they were able to come together despite all of that. Like you would think we could never be friends or even friendly. Despite all of that, they were. I mean, the two countries were able to come together in a place of peace and take their hand from away from the button. So this is to say that even those to whom we feel bound, chained, miserable with them, we want to leave them, but we feel like we can't for whatever reason, even those relationships can be healed, can be repaired one way or another, and we can get away and get out of those. From a romantic standpoint, they weren't lovers or anything as far as I know. But for those of us to whom this has like a romantic meaning, yeah, it's about the reconciliations that are happening and coming with this honeymoon. Opening 2, Raziel and humility. He's back. And Shamael and genius. Here we have Tesla and Einstein together. Somebody asked Einstein how it felt to be the smartest man in the world. And he said, I don't know. Ask Tesla. Humility is back. And opening to Raphael and embrace. I told you I started with Raphael. I first opened to Raphael, heart chakra, upright. This is opposite humility. So this is about putting down that pride. If that's one of the things that's holding you back, that's one of the factors. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough stuff. Whatever the case is, you got to let go of that. Humility. And lastly, this is the one that, if you guys remember when I first got the deck, I had it upside down just like I did just now. And I'm going, what is this? Some kind of horn? Is this like Gabriel's horn or something? I didn't realize that it was from the Eucharist. So now this is the second time Jesus is coming through this reading, and how very special. This card, not even listed as part of the deck. It came with it. but there's no record of it in the booklet that accompanies these cards. Raziel and humility back. I'm going to cut. And the overall energy is Uriel and idle. Oh. So here, atop the King of Air, the King, maybe a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, possibly, taking out his sword and cutting away something. Or the masculine drawing on this, his inner King of Air, whether it's in his chart or not, and taking up this sword that's been provided to him, along with this strength that's been provided to him, and cutting away someone, in this case, from his life with whom he no longer resonates. Or perhaps the king himself being cut away out of somebody's life with this, like the relationship has died and it's time to allow it to, have that natural death. For the feminine here, atop the King of Earth, wedding. This situation involves marriage. So this is part of our abundance that's coming. It's the abundance of love also that the King of Earth brings. Remember, we have the Midas. Everything you touch turns to gold, including your romantic relationships. Advice to the masculine from the romance angels: flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So they want him to be very Sagittarius-like, which is, like a kid. Like Cupid. Cupid, Archangel Chamuel, the one that plays with my camera and moves it around and stuff like that. He's a Sagittarius. They're, lighthearted and silly like Geminis, not overly serious. And that's a good way to approach reconciliation and coming back together of two people. It's safe for you to love if you're afraid in general of just coming back together, feminine. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. From the angels to the masculine, the Nine of Air, expecting the worst. See, this card summarizes that whole first spread, which was from the masculine perspective. He feels very, again, insecure, unworthy, and therefore he's expecting the worst. Self-fulfilling prophecies, because you can manifest that negativity into your life with those kind of feelings and thoughts. Sleepless nights. He also literally might not be getting enough rest as a result of all this, like sitting up, biting your nails, that type of thing. Feminine, to go along with the wedding, here's more of it. Taurus, the energy of Taurus coming through, the high priest coming through, more Jesus the high priest maybe. That it's so funny. I had no idea about this. When I mentioned it, I had no idea why I was being made to mention it. But here, sure enough, is the high priest, or the Hierophant, represented by the Unity card in the Angel Tarot. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. So just like the masculine said the feminine needed to do, we may need to, in effect, change our surroundings, some of the people with whom we surround ourselves, and instead seek out people of our vibration or higher, from whom we can learn something positive. From the energy oracle to the masculine. Speaking of Chamuel, I was just talking about him. Third chakra, Archangel Chamuel in reverse. So this is something on which the masculine needs to work. When you're doing your meditation and everything, and that, you know what? You see these gut feelings? This is in reverse. Because you're manifesting negativity. You're probably there feeling you got like a lump in your stomach and, you don't know what to do with yourself. You're drawing that in. So when you release that, let go of that, use meditation, whatever you have to use, whatever brings peace to you, helps you to restore peace to yourself, whatever helps you to heal you, to get back to that of how important healing is going to be over the next 2 weeks, is what you should do to unblock this third chakra here. From the energy oracle to us, feminine. Goddess of the moon, upright. The goddess of the moon never, ever fails me. She shows up in every moon reading I ever do. Here she is. This is about feminine, us getting into our energy of full femininity, full divinity, full surrender, and taking advantage of that which the universe is bestowing upon us by way of change and shift and upgrade and, you know, just improvement and love. Love too. Plenty of that going around. From the signals, this is called angel signals cards. To the masculine, Raziel and devotion. And to the feminine, Zadkiel and pleasure. Interesting. When our bodies are piqued by pure gratitude, when we feel the breath of sheer delight, when the pulse of life tumbles us through joy after joy, when the unexpected occurs and tickles our fancy, we meet the garden of pleasure full on. Life is full of this wonder if we seek it, for we are from the source, a space of permanently unfolding creative potential, full of love and joy. Furthermore, we are here to optimize our creative energy. We are here to be full of love and joy. We are biologically created to experience pleasure. Gaze on the carefree nature of the 18th century girl and feel the pure pleasure of her gaiety, feeling the lightness of the air on each swing through the air and to be caught by her expectant suitor. Pleasure is not a hussy. Pleasure is the principle of being directly in alignment with the joy-filled flow of life. And so, if you haven't experienced this for some time, Zadkiel, the wondrous comforter, comes forth in this moment to fill you from top to toe with utter joy. Beyond the realm of artificial stimulants, what do you wish to bring to the garden of pleasure? You can chant Hu through your second chakra to feel the joyful release of this aspect of Zadkiel's heart sigil, loving you. Raziel, the divine mysteries. Devotion. Devotion is one of the richest paths one can take on a spiritual odyssey. A life that constantly kindles devotion allows the temple to be maintained for its worship, in praise and wonder. In this, Archangel Raziel is a constant reminder of dedication to devotion, loving, solitary, and utterly still. The icon shows an echo of this as the faithful meet in stillness to hear readings from the Quran, to pray, to chant, and to make pledges in praise of Source, so that their inner lives can be constantly fed by the divine. Furthermore, when this occurs, the devotional path is always made vital by the presence of the two wondrous gatekeepers of awe and joy. And if for some reason these dimensions are not currently open to you, just surrender your control. Yield your negativity to the divine. Where's your negativity? This, give it to God is what this is saying. Let go of the doubt. I love this for you, masculine. This is exactly what I felt for you in the other spread. Doubt, insecurity, just, let go of the doubt. And once more, you will be carried by the angels to the garden of the meek. By this action, by allowing your heart to be touched, by affirming that love is your priority, you will embody the devotion of God. Chant Ha through your heart chakra, the Anahata, and you will feel a shimmering obsidian light shine through your whole being, letting Raziel's heart sigil fill you with the soft tincture of devotion. And with that, I think we should all do what our overall energy guides us to do, and that is to just charge, run like the night of fire toward your passions. What makes your heart sing? Who makes your heart sing? Cut yourself away from what doesn't and run. Go. Don't walk. Although boots are made for walking. I hope that you guys enjoyed this moon reading. I'll be back with regular readings. Just me. Namaste, angels.